What you think about and what you believe in your heart shows up in your life. Am I really, truly willing to put myself out there to grow? Am I truly willing to overcome my fears, to get past it? So before we can create the new self-image, what do we need to do? Hello and welcome. My name is Catherine Arkema and I am your host today. I am here today to speak with you on mindset. As a mindset and success coach, this is what I deal with. I work with people to overcome those mental blocks that are holding them back. I literally just got off the phone today with somebody who said, I feel like there's this invisible wall in front of me and it's holding me back. And I don't understand why that is so. And let me tell you, I can relate to that. I have been there. And I'm sure a lot of you who are watching have been, or maybe even experiencing this as well. I mean, last week we talked about fear and funk busters, and I had my guest on, Sandy, and we talked about how to overcome those fears. But what about the fears that are really just holding you back in your business? Maybe you've been successful in other areas and you're struggling with success on where you're at in your business. Maybe you have an online business. A lot of people have online businesses today. They have second sources of income and it's not panning out the way that their original business has found. Or maybe you're in sales of some sort. You're in real estate, you're in mortgages, whatever it may be, and you're finding it hard to break through to that next level. What about even in your career? There's something holding you back, and it can even be in your personal life. And I want to start off with a quote from James Allen. It says, "The vision you glorify in your mind, the idea or the ideal you enthrone in your heart." So what does that mean? It's the vision you glorify in your mind and you enthrone in your heart. That means that you have a vision in your mind, but you also attach with it emotionally in your heart. And when you attach with something visually and emotionally, it becomes what you experience in life. You guys, our thoughts literally become things. And this isn't just hoofy kind of stuff. This is science. Your thoughts are energy, and your energy is internalized into your body, and that it sets up a vibrational reaction within your body. And that actually is produced outwardly, which attracts back to you inwardly. There's a lot of different ways we look at this, from a spiritual to a scientific sort of way. But here's the nuts and bolts of it. What you think about and what you believe in your heart shows up in your life, whether that be negative or positive. But here's the thing. Most of us are emotionally attaching to something negative: the doubt, the fear, the worry, the procrastination, the avoidance. And it causes us to get stuck in our businesses and to not have the growth that we want to see, regardless of what our mind is telling us we should be capable of doing. So we have this self-image, and this self-image is made up of our paradigms. Our paradigms are all these multitudes of beliefs and habits that are inside of us. And if we want to change the results we see on the outside, the bank account increasing, the more confidence, the team building, the successful growth within your business, maybe even at home, it's love, it's acceptance. We need to first believe it on the inside, because that is the thing that is holding you back. The invisible wall that I talked to the lady today about, the invisible wall, where she could feel it. Her mind told her she could do it, but there was something holding her back. So let's first try to understand our mind. We have two parts to your mind. You have our conscious mind, which is our thinking mind. This is where we see, hear, smell, taste, touch. This is our senses. This is where we actually generate ideas. When we have these incredible ideas, this opportunity comes to you. It's a great idea pops up. You have this idea and it lives resident in what's called your conscious mind. This is where our book studies are formed. This is where we study for the test. We cram all the information and we hold it there. But this is not where your success lies. Your success actually lies in your subconscious. Your subconscious controls 96 to 98% of your actions and behaviors. Why? It's what you're emotionally connected with. It's what vibrationally you are set up to achieve. So we all have this goal. We all have a goal of what we want to achieve. Whether you realize it or not, you have a goal. Your self-conscious, your self-image says, this is where we are. This is as big as we get, or we can go way bigger, or, oh man, we're way past our limit. We all have a goal, and we're currently achieving, and it's called our X vibration. It's currently the state in which you are living at. But maybe you have a bigger goal in mind. Maybe there's something that you want to achieve that you feel like it's just outside of it. You can feel it. And if you ask yourself, you know it. You say in your mind, oh, I know I can achieve this. But internally, you set up this part of your programming that's saying, but I don't understand. How come I can't get myself to do it? You know, procrastination sets in, avoidance sets in, self-doubt sets in, all these little chatters about why somebody wouldn't want to hear from you in your business, and you literally talk yourself out of success. This is your programming. You're not actually set up for it. And so how do we get about that? How do we actually go from being in a point of being like, you know what, I'm sick of this negative self-programming. I'm sick of not being able to produce the results that I want. I really want to go beyond where I'm at. We need to go inside. You see, success is only 5% strategy. I want you to hear this. 5% strategy, 95% mindset. So let me ask you, how much mindset work have you done? Because I know for me and where I was in my past life, I did a lot of mindset work. I listened to podcasts, I read books, but I didn't reprogram anything. I just gave myself motivation. And motivation is great to change a habit maybe in a month and to just stay there and to work through something. You know, you motivate yourself, you get out of it, and you get going. But unless you truly, truly change your programming on the inside, it's not long-term. And I'm sure a bunch of you have experienced this where maybe you start off in a business, you come out of the gate flying, you know, you get all these customers, things grow incredibly well, and then it starts to fizzle and the motivation leaves. And you're like, oh, jeepers, now what? Now comes the true test. Am I really, truly able, willing to put myself out there to grow? Am I truly willing to overcome my fears to get past it? And chances are it's no. You come up against that invisible wall. We like to call it the terror barrier. And when we butt up against it, we have two reactions. We either go through it and we experience massive success, or our self-image and our paradigm say, because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable when you come up against a thought and emotion that are vibrating at two different rates. One that's, I want this, and another one's like, no, I'm staying here. And your paradigm, I'm telling you, is good at protecting you because that's what it's meant to do. Keep you in your comfort zone. It's called a comfort zone for a reason. It's why we stay there. But you can feel that you're made more because you were created to make more. You are spirit living in a physical form with an intellect. And you are meant for growth. And so that urge to do more, to be more, is calling out on you. But we have this self-image that says, I can't do it, and it'll hold us back. So how do we change this? Well, Maxwell Maltz, he was a psychiatrist. And he actually, not a psychiatrist, he was a plastic surgeon. He came up with this idea and this theory that self-image is the key to human personality and human behavior. And to change a self-image, you actually is required to change your personality inside. And when you change your personality on the inside, you change your behavior. So he would do plastic surgery on people, and he would say, fix their nose. And all of a sudden the person would come out of this and be like, yes, it finally reflects who I feel like I've always been on the inside, and they become more of themselves. Or he would do work on them and no change would happen, even though he did the perfect surgery. And he realized that we have two images, one that we project to the outside world and one we have on the inside. And our self-image on the inside is controlling, our paradigms on the inside are controlling the success and the behaviors that we have. So how do we change this? This is Psycho-Cybernetics. I suggest you get it. It's a really great book. So this is how we change it. It's like our internal thermostat. A thermostat runs like this. We set it at 72 degrees I'm in Canada, so it's cold. So you open the door and a big gust of cold air comes in. And all of a sudden the thermostat kicks on. It's programmed to realize the regulation in the room. And it says, kicks on. It says, we're supposed to be set at 72 degrees. It kicks on the furnace fan. The room gets warmer. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to do anything. It just does that. Well, that is your personality. That is your paradigms within you. They are controlling your stuck zone. Yep, they are controlling your stuck zone. And when we have it set for a certain temperature, when we have ourselves set for a certain success, say you're earning $100,000 a year and you want to take your company to $500,000 a year, the revenue, you want to bring it to $500,000. Or maybe you're a small business owner and you're like, I would just like to earn that 10K a month that everybody puts out there, 10K a month, or $1 million. I want to earn $1 million. But your current income is not set to that. Your current level of success, belief, and paradigm on the inside is not set to that. Then the chances of you achieving it are very slim to none, because it's going to come through sheer force. And when you do something through force, it doesn't last. But when we change our programming, we get into action. It creates this vibration shift in our body where we start attracting circumstances and things to us. We start doing things differently. We start acting differently. We're in a higher level of vibration. Our feelings, the word feeling is just describing the level of vibration in our body. So when we tune our thermostat to a different level, when we tune it up to say, you know what? I want that 500,000. And through repetition and belief, we set it to that. Next time we come up against a cold gust of wind, it doesn't knock us off. We come back on course. It's the same thing about a plane flying from here to Los Angeles, say from Toronto to Los Angeles. There is a GPS coordination keeping it in track. It's 99% off course, or 99% of the time off course, but it keeps deviating back on course, back on course, back on course, and eventually gets to its destination. Its vision is right. It knows where it's going. And if you have the vision attached with an emotional belief, you're going to change something in your body. See, most of us can have the vision. We all come in, we're like, I'm going to do it. Like, my clients that I work with in network marketing, a lot of them come in and they say, yeah, I've either had a lot of teammates who've said, yes, this is what I want. I'm coming in and I'm going to be top rank, right? Because intellectually, we can agree to that. We can say, yeah, I can do that. And of course I can do that. I want this. The structure is simple. There's proof people can do this. The product's incredible. I'm doing it. But guess what? Then they start doing it. Maybe they don't even show up because their internal belief says, no, you can't do this. People are going to laugh at you. Who do you think you are? Do you really want that rejection? Or maybe you're going to start a business. You say, I'm going to do this. I have an incredible idea for my business. I'm going out there. I'm doing it. I'm going to leave my 9-to-5. I'm going to start this business that I've always wanted to do. Your intellect has it all planned out, but your paradigm and your self-image says, we can't do this. The bank account won't last. Where are you going to get your money? How are you going to make sales? You don't know how to do this. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. And so we back away from the thing that we want. That could be exactly what we wanted. The key to all the success we've ever wanted, right there given to us. But our self-image and our paradigms hold us back. Unless you've changed what you truly believe on the inside. And you've also seen people like this. You've seen success examples where two people come into business and one is fired up and their belief is through the roof. They may not even have the results, but they know where they're going. They know what they're going to achieve, and they do it. And the person standing right beside them started at the same time, doing the same actions, but doesn't have the belief, fails over and over and over again. Why? Because your mindset and your internal belief is what's taking you further. It's 95% of your success. So if you're coming up against those walls, it's got to do with what's in here, not with what you think you can achieve. We all know we're cut out for greater success, but until we align with it internally in our spirit, then it's not going to happen. And so we need to work on the inside of us. You're scared to teach due to educational level. I hear this. I hear this all the time. I even felt this way. How could I possibly coach people? I know this stuff. I've been through it. I've been mentored through it. I know this stuff. How could I do this? I don't have a psychology degree. That's just not true. This is what we've been conditioned to learn. There are tons of people out there walking around with beautiful degrees. They've mastered how to study and they don't have jobs. Your educational level does not indicate your level of success. It does not indicate your level of worth. Your internal belief system, who you are divinely created inside, determines that. You are infinite potential. We just don't tap into it. We don't understand how to use it. We don't understand how to use our faculties. We have incredible faculties: memory, will, perception, intuition. We have all these incredible faculties that help us to get there, but we don't tap into them. We look at our circumstances. We look at what's currently going on around us and say, see, the proof is I don't have the education. But I would personally, I work with the Proctor Gallagher Institute with Bob Proctor. He has 2 weeks of high school, and the man is considered one of the foremost on personal development and success. He's mentored so many people to millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of success. And he has no education. Your education is a belief you just told yourself. And until you let go of that, you can't step into what it is you know. That is your wall. You need to create the new image. Our image is made up of all these beliefs. It's uncovering them. We are like an onion, a big old onion. And we got to peel back those layers. We got to peel back the layers of belief that we've held about ourselves that are holding us back. We have it about success. We have it about health. We have it about wealth. We have it about our abilities. We have it about everything. I had a learning disability. When I was younger, I couldn't read. I couldn't spell. I still make errors in my grammar and my spelling. And I look at it and my old paradigm would say, oh my gosh, you're a failure. And I just say, nope, I'm not. Oh, well, that's not who I am. It doesn't define me. You needed to hear this. Incredible. And I'm glad I'm here to tell it to you. So you show up for a reason. You're attracted here for a reason. That's vibrational energy pulling you into something that you needed to hear. And today, you are here for a reason. So how do we change our programming? We need to understand our mind thinks in pictures, first of all. Do you have a clear picture of who you truly want to be? Let me ask you, when we talk about the pictures of how you think, let me ask you, what did you eat for dinner last night? Was there anything orange on your plate? Was there green on your plate? Was there white? Did you see your dinner plate? If you saw your dinner plate, it's because we think in pictures. Test yourself on this. If I asked you what your high school colors were, can you see them? Can you see the football uniform? Can you see the logo? If I asked you what your first car was that you ever drove, can you see it? It's because we think in pictures. That's how our mind works. When we think of something, an image, cellular recognition flashes on the screen of our mind, okay? And if you do not have, yes, you saw your plate. I can see the gym, right, Erin? So when you think in pictures, you have to have a picture of where you're going for your own self-image. You currently do. It's who you are right now, presently. It's currently where you're living. That is your current self-image. Your intellect can say, I want more, but your self-image is saying, I don't think so. So before we can create the new self-image, what do we need to do? We need to create a picture. We need to understand who that person is, how they look, how they act, how they feel, what are they doing. This is imaging work I do over and over again with my clients. Going deep into this, because until you can fully connect, align, emotionally feel who that person is, it just stays a thought, an idea in your mind. We need to create ourselves first in our imagination. This is one of our faculties. It is a gift. You create the image. That is vibrational energy. And your subconscious does not know the difference between reality and imagination. It can feel the same emotions in imagination as it can in reality. So if I was to ask you to close your eyes right now and do a little test in this, and I did this test, somebody walked me through this and I was like, oh my gosh, incredible. So if I was asked you to close your eyes right now and picture yourself in the kitchen, I want you to fully participate to this. See yourself in the kitchen. Now go to your fridge. Get a lemon out. See a big bowl of lemons in your fridge. You come over to the counter and you're going to chop that lemon up. You're going to cut the lemon up. Now start cutting it. Cut it in half. See all the lemon juice squirting out. You can smell the lemon. Now cut it again into another quarter. You see the juicy lemon, all the juice is flowing out. Now pick up one of those quarters and take it to your mouth and bite into it. If you did this, if you fully participated in this, you should have felt your saliva gland starting to go. You may even been like, ooh, like you were, doing that pucker face before you even experienced the lemon. So your mind thinks in pictures. It doesn't know truth from reality or reality from imagination, and it connects with emotion. So you can see a picture and think about it, but you have to connect with it emotionally. You have to get emotionally involved with it for your subconscious to accept it. So your subconscious can't reject anything that you are emotionally tied to. It can't reject it. It accepts it as truth. And when we accept it as truth, we set up a vibrational reaction in our body that gets us into action. You did. Your face squeezed and you felt the lemon. You could taste it. Yes. Ooh. You could sense it, even though it was just imagined reality. That's how everything starts, guys. Everything starts in imagined reality. There are two types of imagination. There's synthetic and imagined. So there's the chair. The chair I'm sitting on was invented by somebody who first had a picture in their mind of not wanting to be sitting on the floor anymore. And they decided a chair would be a good thing. And so they could picture it. And their desire was they no longer wanted to sit on the floor or a log or whatever it was. And so the first chair was built. And then somebody came along and said, this chair is really hard. I don't want to sit. I don't want to sit on a hard chair anymore. So we developed a nice comfy couch, right? Like it goes on and on. We see it in our imagination. We have the desire to change it. The Wright brothers flew because they could see the picture and they desired it more than ever. These were bicycle mechanics, uneducated bicycle mechanics. They were not aerospace scientists who knew how to fly. No, bicycle mechanics that had a desire in their heart and a vision in their mind. And they created flight. And when they would see each other drop into the ground and failing, you know what they would say to each other? It's okay, brother. I can see it. I can see us flying. They had a vision and they had a belief. That is how everything is created. We can start to experience different levels of success when we start attaching ourselves to a different image, different paradigms, different beliefs. We start telling ourselves a different story. What do you want to earn? What do you want to be? Do you want to be teaching? Do you want to be coaching? Do you want to be running a successful business? Do you want a promotion? Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself living in the same house you're living in now? Or do you want to upgrade that? Do you want lots of wealth? A little bit more wealth? That's all up to you. And it's your power. It's through the power of your mindset, your vision, your spiritual connection to it, your emotional connection to it. It changes the vibration in our body, which sets up a chain reaction, the law of attraction. This is just science. Like attracts like, water attracts water, oil attracts oil. I say this over and over again. You attract what you think, you attract what you believe. Most people do not achieve their results through the law of attraction because they do not get emotionally involved. They get intellectually involved. Oh, thank you. I'm blessed to be here too to help you guys with this. So I want you to build a new picture in your mind of what it is you want. And through persistence and the power of will, which is another one of our persistence, will, that's another one of our faculties, hold it. Hold that picture in your mind, get emotionally connected with it, and work towards it. Don't get so stuck on your circumstances, your failures. Believe where you're going. Believe it. Because if you get stuck in your bank statement, in the lack of people in your teams or the lack of sales in your teams, all that does is create more doubt. We stop focusing on that. We have to have strength in our mind to hold the image and the belief of where we're going regardless of circumstance. We change the vibration in our body. We get back to us what we put out. You will attract more. There's an incredible story Bob shared with us about a gentleman who wrote a letter into him. And after 40 years of trying to reach higher levels of sales in his mortgage broker business, he finally did. 40 years. He wanted to sell or help 500 families get into a new home. It would be a volume of $100 million worth of mortgage money out that he would have been able to put out for people. And in his past, he'd only done like 40 million or something like that. And by changing his self-image, by believing it and holding that picture, he was able to do it within 1 year. He closed 500 families, getting them into their homes. It was worth $100,000 in mortgages. And he wrote to Bob saying, I didn't change my strategy. Remember, 5% strategy, 95% mindset. He changed who he believed he was. He set a new vibration in his body and started attracting all of those things to him. And by the end of the year, he did it. And he was writing in I don't know how I did it, Bob. I just followed what you said. It's amazing. This is what we teach people. Hello, hello. So change your circumstances by changing who you believe you are on the inside. Stop hustling harder. Force negates force. It's a negative vibration. Hustle with knowing, with enthusiasm, with like running, embracing your goal. Like, yes! Not, oh, I hate this. Because that's what so many are doing. Change your beliefs about the actions you're doing and you change your results. So this week, I want you to focus on who it is you are in the future. Get connected, write the story, see yourself as is, goal achieved, not when I become. Stop saying when, now. Believe you are now. And that Psycho Cybernetics book, I have it. Here I go. Maxwell Maltz, Psycho Cybernetics. Okay, a good one. I hope you guys have an incredible, incredible day. And thank you very much for joining us. This is Catherine Arkema. Bye for now.